I greet you in Jesus' precious name. It is Saturday morning, the 8th of October, the year 2022, and this is your friend, Angus Buchan, with a thought for the day. John chapter 3 and verse 16. We should all be able to say it together. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That scripture verse is saturated by one word and one word only: love. The most powerful thing on earth. And then we go to 1 John, the first book of John, chapter 4 and verse 7. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. You shall know them by the fruit of the Spirit. And the first one is, that's right, love. John Wesley said, beware, you are not swallowed up in books. An ounce of love is worth a pound of knowledge. Isn't that beautiful? And so true. Now, John Wesley had a MA, a Master of Arts in Theology from Oxford University. But he said, an ounce of love is worth more than half a kilo of knowledge. Cowboys don't cry. What a lot of rubbish. I'm a cowboy. And I cry more now than I've ever cried in my life. You know, my dear old dad, he was a tough man. I keep telling you that. He was the strongest man I ever knew anyway. He was a blacksmith. He used to use a 14-pound hammer like you and I use an ordinary hammer. But you know something? He loved me very much. And I know that. But he didn't know how sometimes to express his love. But it was when he met the man from Galilee, when he met Jesus Christ, he knew how to take me in his arms and hug me and love me. I just love it at Mighty Men conferences when I see big, strong, grown men hugging their sons. It brings tears to my eyes. Pure love teaches you and me to say sorry, even when it's not our fault. That's love. You will never, ever lead a soul to Christ through an argument. We can agree to disagree on certain issues, but never at the cost of losing a friend. Now, I'm not talking about compromising your stand. Of course not. I'm talking about pure love. Do you remember? I can't remember exactly. There was a song, and it was illustrated with a video of the First World War. And these poor young soldiers, some of them 18 years old, were conscripted to fight for their countries. The Germans and the British. They were in trenches that had water up to their knees. It was freezing cold. It was in the middle of winter. They were shooting each other and killing each other. The cream of the British and the Germans was destroyed in the First World War. And yet Christmas night arrived. And one of those soldiers, I don't know if it was a German or a British soldier, it doesn't matter, started singing Silent Night, and the shooting stopped, and they got out of their trenches and they walked across to one another. It brings a tear to my eye, I'll be honest with you. And they loved each other, and they sat down and they spoke to each other. And then, of course, they had to go back to their trenches. Love one another. It will move mountains and it will build friendships. Jesus bless you and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.